fantastic. Well, good morning. I want to thank you all for having the public hearing. I hope you do return in the near future to holding these in the individual boroughs, so it's convenient as well for those who want to come in person. In November of 2021, Governor Hochul and the MTA chairman, Janno Lieber, said they would be indefinitely, that was the quote unquote, indefinitely put off raising fares and tolls or making service cuts thanks to the influx in federal funding from the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the $15 billion that was received in COVID-19 pandemic relief aid from the federal government. The quote was, "We anticipate that there will be no fare hike for the MTA," is exactly what the governor said. She also said, "I'm real excited to say that we will not have to raise the fares or have any service cuts." The governor said any fare and toll hikes and service cuts were quote unquote off the table in 2023 and 2024. But now, of course, the MTA is flipping the script with the governor's support, and they're planning to do both, increase fares and tolls as well as implement service cuts. This is on top of a ridiculous congestion fee that you are planning to implement of $23, which no one in New York City should have to pay to enter another borough in the city in which they live. And you're not even doing it, by the way, with an environmental impact study, which I think is a violation of federal NEPA law. And the bottom line is, once again, we're seeing that the MTA is a black hole. We should be, and I'm pushing for a federal audit of every penny that you have received from federal funding, because I want to know where it's actually going, because it always seems that it's never enough. And even your own employees, represented by the union, support my legislation to audit the MTA. But in addition to that, I would urge you all to look at these capital projects. And I'll just give two examples because we're short on time. East Side Access, this was a $3.5 billion project that ended up being a $12 billion project, and it was a decade over schedule. And then $600 million that was recently spent on 300 train cars that had to be pulled because they were malfunctioning. And these are the type of abuse that the toll payer, the fare payer have to pay for, and it's wrong. And the state is implementing a $229 billion budget, which is twice as much in the state of Florida, which has millions of more residents. And if you guys need money, quite frankly,
please conclude your remarks.
Go back to the state, but don't keep hitting the toll payers over the edge. I just want to say that in addition to these hikes, there are proposed cuts in my district on the B1, B4, B6, B8, B37, the B64. This would affect veterans going to the VA hospital, students going to schools, and other facilities. So I urge you to reconsider that as well. Thank you for your time.